Hello, my name's Steve and welcome to the Seaside Allotment channel, and today we're preparing the early brassicas, the early spring brassicas, and so I'm going to show you what we're doing there. Now you can get these from places like Marshall's where they're grown over winter and then they're packed up and posted to you, but really it's so much better I think to do them yourself. Now I did calabrese last year and it worked really well. And I think the main benefit, as you'll see, is you get much bigger plants and are practical to post. So I'm not sure whether these that I'm planting up now are too big, and so I've got some others on the shelf which I'll show you, which are a little bit not quite as far on. So we'll see which ones work the best by the time we get to next year. I'm thinking the ones that are quite a long way on will end up getting planted in the polytunnel, maybe in sort of February time. Whereas the ones that aren't as far on will end up getting planted in the coal frames, and then the coal frame lids will come off in say March, April time, and then others will get planted in the ground. Anyway, I'll show you what I'm up to and we'll get on. So I'm going to start you off with showing you the immature ones, and I've got some here that are not really guaranteed to work over winter, but we'll see. It's always about experimenting. So I've got some Broccolini. So those are kind of like a green purple sprouting broccoli, I guess. So they're like a calabrese head, but they're very small and you get lots of them. So it's basically just like lots of calabrese side shoots. And then here I've got some Durham early cabbages, and I've got 6 of those. And then I've got cauliflower all year round here, and then I've got some cauliflower snowballs here. So these are really small plants, but by the time we get to March next year they'll be beautiful big plants. Then we've got over here a few more of the Broccolinis, so they're the immature ones. So then over here I've got calabrese marathons, and you can see that these are really nice big plants, and so they need to go in a big pot, and that's what I'm going to do today. And then I've got some more calabrese marathons over there, so that's more calabrese marathons. And then these are cauliflower snowballs, so they're much further on. And then again, just as a kind of crazy experiment really, I've got some Romanesco cauliflowers. Now again, really these are an autumn crop. We'll see what happens with those. They just didn't grow on strongly enough in order to get a crop by December. So I thought, well, they're pretty small, let's see if I can overwinter them and do something with them, and if not, doesn't really matter, does it? So I've mixed up my own compost. This is what's left from potatoes with added spent mushroom compost, a couple of handfuls of well rotted horse manure, a little tiny bit of lime because the potato compost was slightly acid, and what else in there, a bit of rock dust, and a little bit of organic general purpose fertilizer. So that's a nice mix. I don't want anything to grow on too strongly, so it's mainly manures that are the fertilizer in there, which will decompose nice and slowly and release the nutrients when they're needed, which is March time. Okay, I'm going to pot these up, as I say, nice big pots. These were in the allotment swap shop area, so I'm guessing that these are probably from the local council, and had some flowers in them. But a really nice pot, good size, plenty of nutrients, plenty of water storage in those, so they don't need watering too much, and I'll show you where they're going a bit later. Now I want these to be nice stocky plants, so I shall be taking off some of these lower leaves and planting them quite deep, and so I'm only filling the pots just well about a third full, so I can plant them nice and deep. So you can see already that these have got a beautiful root ball, and these plants are already bigger than you could get in the post, so they're going to have a fantastic root ball by March time. Okay, so that's the calabrese potted up, and they look really nice. I'm very pleased with these. As I say, my only concern is they're a little bit too far on for where they need to be to overwinter successfully, but we'll see. I'm going to put half of them in the polytunnel and half of them in the little greenhouse, and we'll see how they do. I suspect the ones in the polytunnel might do better, but because there's more air volume, so they're going to be a bit warmer. But the thing is, with the little greenhouse, it is glass rather than polythene, so they get more light, so we'll see. And this one has got 2 stalks. It's not 2 plants, but I decided to leave that one in because I might get 2 smaller calabrese heads off it. Anyway, we'll see. So I'm pretty pleased with those. So these are the snowball cauliflowers, and the root ball on these isn't quite as good, but it's still pretty good, and they're still holding together nicely. So you can see the very healthy looking little plants. Okay, so next come these Romanescos, and these are a little bit leggy, so they're going to get planted really deep in these pots. And as I say, these are the ones that I'm least confident in that actually do anything. I've also got some bigger Romanesco ones, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with those a bit later on. Just look at the root ball on that one. So that's pretty good, but all these leaves need to come off. That is about perfect. You can even see on these leaves now, not looking so healthy. Definitely needed to get out of these pots. And then finally, for the big plants, I've got these beautiful Romanesco cauliflowers, really big mature plants, and I've popped some of them in the garden, but I'm not confident that by, they claim that really they'll only last till December. I'm not confident by December they'll flower, so I'm going to put some in the polytunnel. And here they are. They're such gorgeous plants, I can't really bear to throw them out, so I'm going to pop those on into these bigger tubs, and we'll see how they go. Here we are in a little greenhouse, and on the top we've got the calabrese marathon and the snowball cauliflowers and the Romanesco cauliflowers, although they're a bit more like a broccoli, I suppose. We'll see how they do in here. And then in the polytunnel we've got the Romanescos in the big pots, and we've got the snowballs and the calabrese and the Romanescos, and there now are all of my Christmas potatoes. And when I was in the little greenhouse, I found this tray of just odds and sods brassicas that were left, and here they are. And they're not got any labels on because the labels went into those pots, but there's basically these look like they're calabrese. And probably these are the cauliflowers. And so I think I could get a succession of these, because obviously these are much less mature. So I think I'll just pot some of those on, and I'll have some immature calabrese to follow. So that's pretty good. Almost back where I started. Got some more calabrese in here, some odd strawberry plants and things that I found lying around, and some little cauliflowers, 4 of those. So not too bad, pretty pleased. So that's a nice little bit of succession planting and early brassicas, and we're looking forward to eating calabrese again because we've run out now. And this is where I'm going to be planting them, in one of these salad beds, because by the time I'm planting these in March, the salads outside will be going like crazy, and I definitely won't need any in here. So I've got plenty of space down here for all those lovely early brassicas, super early brassicas hopefully, in the polytunnel. Anyway, I'll see you soon.